Welcome to a Little Tom Foolery, Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. A podcast filled with laughs and gaffs, guffaws and haws, and maybe a picture of a dog. A little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery. A little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery. Fools!
Good morning, good day, and good evening. It's a Little Tom Foolery with your hosts of the most, Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. We are so happy to be back. It is a day of the week that we're shooting this today. And I am joined with my best buddy and top billing Tommy Ryman.
Hello, Rob Little. Good to be here. Good to be back at a Little Tom Foolery. It's good to see your memories board. You're in your correct spot.
It's
you got
chilly.
You got a good beard going on. This is great. This is nice.
It's my normal goatee. You correct.
I wore my my fishing hat, trying to impress you.
You look fabulous.
I think I look good. I think I'm ready. But too bad it's -9 degrees here. I guess I could go ice fishing, but I don't think these ice fishing hat. I probably got to switch for a winter hat.
I mean, you can wear that on top of your mask hat.
There you go.
That you pull down with your eyes sticking out.
Have you ice fished?
Oh yeah, tons of times.
Nice. Where are you at this week?
This week I am at a brand new club for me, the St. Louis Westport Funny Bone.
Very cool.
It's not necessarily in the group of the Funny Bones of the Days Troop era. It's booked by themselves. And they just opened a second one too. They got one in Fairview Heights, I think.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I'm just doing the original, the OG. And I gotta be honest, I don't know a lot of people in that area.
Well, if you're listening, you're gonna be in the St. Louis area, go see Rob Little's show.
And then we should just do 2 weeks, so in case this comes out a little late.
Sure.
But the following week I'm back I just did Dallas, I did Fort Worth, then I go back to Dallas Hyenas, and my two top favorite clubs.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. What about yourself, Tommy?
This weekend, I will be at the Courtyards of Andover in Andover, Minnesota on this Friday. Tickets are still on sale, but they are going fast. Then I have a college, or like a virtual college thing. And then the following week, I'll be in Ullen, Minnesota at the Top Hat Theater, which should be really, really fun. They do a lot of good programming there. Yeah. So come to those shows. That's February 5th. Tickets on my website, TommyRyman.com. That's where I'll be.
Yeah. I like that you said that. I forgot tickets for Rob Little too at roblittle.com. But I also, what was that first one you mentioned?
The Courtyards of Andover.
Oh man, I totally thought you were gonna say the Courtyards of Marriott.
Yeah, it basically, I mean, close, but it sounds cool. It sounds like Game of Thrones. Like, I'll be at the Courtyards of Andover.
Yes.
There's gonna be jousting, and then I do some jokes, more jousting, and then you get a turkey leg.
I just see you jousting as like a Lego man. Do.
Yeah,
very
that's
stiff,
pretty much.
And then another Lego man tried to joust with you.
Exactly. That's how I do it.
Fun. So let's talk about this past week, buddy. How was your past week? Where were you? What did you do? Whose lives did you change?
I had a fun week. I had a college last Thursday in Port Arthur, Texas, which was a little strange. It's about an hour out of Houston, and it's a commuter college. So they basically, a lot of people drive in and then they leave, and it was an evening event. So it was lightly attended, because I think I wish, he was like, well, we don't really, his boss wanted him to have more night events, but I feel like for those type of colleges, you got to do them during the day when they're there. And they can be weird too, because sometimes they'll stick you in like a cafeteria. But if you make a separate room that's like, hey, there's some free pizza in here and a comedy show, come and sit and, in between your classes, but not, I don't think people want to drive to school for 30 minutes, leave school, then drive back to their school to see an event.
Right. Yeah, I can totally see that, because I went to a college like that first. And there was no way I would come back.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even cross my mind.
And then I thought maybe it was like a college town, so I was like, "Hey, are the kids like how close are they?" And he was like, "Oh, they come in like 30 miles." Like it's a long commute for a lot of those people. And then it was a weird, it was like a refinery town. So it was a huge refinery. So I came in from Houston and literally everybody was leaving the refinery, like all these pickup trucks, they have cops like directing traffic and they were just leaving town. Like that town like shuts down when I got there. Like I asked, I was like, "Hey, where's a good place for food?" And he was like, "Well, this place is good, but that closes at 2. Like they're all lunch spots." It was, but it was fun. And the people that were there were so nice. So I'm not knocking it, but it was just tough. But then 2 days later, I was in Cannon Falls at a winery, Cannon Falls, Minnesota. That was sold out, packed. It was super fun. My friend Jeff Foser and this other funny comedian, Sienna Violet, opened. So it was a blast.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was fun.
What is a refinery? I mean, I don't know what they actually do.
I don't know, but it looks like Mad Max. They're like these big, huge metal things, and there's fire shooting out of the top. And I think that's where they take what, I don't know if this one was like corn or they take some substance and then make it into something else, I assume, or they take the oil and make it into like, I just know it looks intense.
Maybe they take the corn and make that corn fuel.
Right. So, because this was like, I recognized the name, but I don't know. They didn't let me in because they were like, you just have little soft Converse shoes. You need steel toe boots to get in here. And I was like, dude, come on. Let me in there.
Really? I feel like you could have did some work for them, buddy. You're smart. You could have. So you stuck around, you did the show, 10, 15, 20 people.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, I did those too. Those are tough, man. Those when you go walk in, you go, you know what? This is a chick.
Right.
This is a chick. This is them.
Yeah. I'm like, do you want me up on the stage? Do you want to just talk? Like it's such an odd situation, but you're contracted to do your time. So
right.
I mean,
and if the colleges don't, a lot of people don't know this. People will be like, why the college even waste the money? Well, if they don't use that money, they lose it. So they have to use it somehow.
Yeah.
And why not just give us a check then?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. Oh, dude. Well, that's at least one of them was really fun.
Yeah. Well, they were both fun. That
Right.
one was just rough.
Tough.
They're weird.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when I actually was doing the show, they were laughing and it was just it was an intimate. They got a VIP package.
That's what I'd look at it too. A lot of guys will be like, oh, I don't want to do the show for the little groups, but those people will remember that. And they will talk about you and they will come and support you again, you know. My week was awesome, bro. I went to Fort Worth and I did Hyenas Comedy Club. It's probably my number one favorite club if I had to pick one.
Wow. That's
and
fun.
The two comics in front of me were unbelievable. I mean, one of them was a guy I totally forgot about that Ryan Pellamere. I'm probably saying his last name wrong. He's a local guy there. And when I worked with him one time, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he was good. And I told him I'd bring him on the road with me, but that's when I was still taking you and Brett.
Mhm.
And now I'm open. I got to look for somebody new. And I was like, oh, I'll bring you. And then I saw a set and I was like, you might, no, you're going to have to find something. He should be headlining is what I'm saying. He's that good. And he was very clever. It was a great setup because there was the MC was super good. This guy was like you guys. He was very super clean, very detail oriented. It was awesome. It was a great show. And then like every show sold out, got a bonus. It was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
We actually and then Joe List was at the other club in Dallas.
I saw you post that picture because you ran into Joe at the airport. Joe's great.
He was awesome. And I haven't talked to him since I left New York. And he was like, dude, I'm so jealous. He kept saying he wanted to leave. And which is weird because to me, he's like one of the top guys in New York right now, you know?
Yeah, but he's still on the road a lot because that's how he's making his money. And then even if you're in New York, I'm sure it's stressful. So there's
It's
some people
stressful.
that are doing well in New York, but
Well, and we talked about, I never thanked him for this because there's all these guys go to the same shrink in New York.
really
And
therapy.
yeah, they all go to the same therapist. And I just asked him, I said, hey, do you mind if I go check out that guy too? And I went and saw him, and it was he was, it was really weird. It was kind of like, I don't know. Have you ever gone to a therapist before?
I've gone a couple
Okay.
times.
I don't know. Like, to me, he was a Jewish guy, old guy, and he was very like, he was kind of the epitome of what I hated about New York. So it was hard talking to him. You know what I mean? I needed a Midwestern person like from Minnesota or Wisconsin or Michigan just going, oh, you're going to be okay. Just giving me that.
You just want somebody to spoon you. That's what you like. You're just like, I'll be the little spoon.
I needed to be the little.
Yeah. Well, that's
so. Anyways, we chatted about that, and he said he wanted to move out and get a place with him and his wife and stuff. And we talked about Steven Rogers and how they live in the same. Because I goes, hey, I don't know if this is true or not, but a guy used to take on the road with me, Steven Rogers, says he hangs with you guys a lot, and he's probably just BSing me. And he goes, no, he lives 3 doors down. And I was like, oh, cool. So I think he thought I was a fan at first, though, because I was like, Joe List, as I was coming around the corner.
It's always funny to see comics. It's fun to see comics at the airport. I had another New York comic. I don't know if you saw this post. Ryan Hamilton. He got hit by a shuttle bus.
No, I didn't see that.
He just posted the other day on his Facebook. He's like, oh, I got to cancel some shows. He was like, I was hit by a shuttle bus, broke his arm, broke 7 ribs, punctured a lung. So he can't fly. So his mom he drove him out to Idaho to recover back at where his hometown. Isn't that crazy?
What's crazy is he will have a whole new hour from it, probably.
His story. I mean, obviously you wish the best, but I was like, you better have the most amazing bit. And then I was like, oh, you're canceling your shows because you broke 7 ribs. That's not even all the ribs. It's only 7 is a lot, though.
Yeah, that's how many are there? 8?
That's what I was trying to count. I was like, did he get them all? Like, is that like?
I don't think it would be an odd number.
Yeah, I was talking to another comedian about it, and they're like, oh, well, he could probably, sue the shuttle bus company, but I was like, he already lives in New York, and I'm sure he's not looking for a paycheck. I'm sure you'd rather not get hit by a bus. But and then it also depends on the shuttle bus. Like if it's like a rental car one, or it depends on which hotel, how much money you're gonna get.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
I was thinking like a city bus, but I guess you're right.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I was like, wow. I mean, I could understand canceling shows if it was a big city, but shuttle bus, I feel like he should, 2 weeks off and get back on the road.
Right. Was he waiting for it?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out the whole story. I'm just glad he's okay, because it sounds bad. Like, I'm assuming he was in the crosswalk, or who knows what exactly happened, but it's scary.
When I was trying to think of counting the ribs, all I could think of is when they put the ribs on top of the Fred Flintstone's car for Dino to eat or whatever. And I'm
yeah,
how many were in that?
Yeah, I can feel. You gotta have. Must be like
you can
12.
feel them. Oh, that's right. That must be nice to be skinny, Tommy. Just feel your ribs.
Yeah, I can just check if all my bones are there. Like, oh, yeah, they're still there. Got them all.
I have like R30 insulation around mine, so it's very.
But if you're hit by a shuttle bus, you're probably safer.
Bounce right off.
Mine'll just I'll get them all done. But I love Ryan. He's super funny. So I'm here at the Little Tom Foolery podcast. We wish you a speedy recovery, and we hope we get an amazing bit out of it.
Yeah, good for him. Darn well he will too. He's amazing.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I got to see a bunch of my buddies, and then I'm gonna basically be right back there the following week. And then I'm working a couple cruises coming up too. So, dude, it's crazy. Oh, so can I show you? I'm looking right at him right now. My new
Collections, lures,
addiction.
a new
There-
thing. So this is not the lures.
This is not lures.
All right. New
This
new
is
segment. Rob Little's new hobby debuting right now.
new hobby debuting.
What have
I gotta unplug it for you and take you over there.
Okay, Rob has moved. For those listening, Rob is walking. He's moved. His office looks
Okay,
great though.
ready?
I'm ready. Oh, you've talked about these. These are the fisherman themed nutcrackers. Look at that collection. This is amazing, folks. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube because there's literally 30 nutcrackers, all fisherman themed.
Every one of, and the crazy thing is, I think I have about 20 more coming.
Wow,
I
those are
know it.
cool, man. You got to
Tommy-
get we got to get you like shelving so you can kind of see them all better.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
there's-
fun.
And there's a couple of them I get to do some projects on. Like some of them are missing their fishing poles. So
Ooh.
I got to make little wooden fishing poles for them.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's so cool, Rob. Way to go.
Woohoo. I am a completist, Tommy. You taught me that word and it is so true.
Yeah.
I love owning all of them.
It looks cool.
They are really cool too. They're all like, I like details. I'm into the details. So just
when
like you with your building your cities.
I know. I'm building a new modular for the city. And I built this will bring us into the first segment, Dog of the Week.
It is the dog of the week.
I built a dragon. My friend told me, she was like, "Oh, you got to order this for your cat." So again, Dog of the Week is my animal. Well, here's Olive on.
Oh my God.
It's a little arcade machine, and it's the cat's thing, but it's like a little cardboard. It's only $30, but it's really sturdy, and the cat loves it. And there's another picture I'll show you of here's Dragon chilling in it with Minnie trying to waiting outside.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so the giant dog's like, "Can I come in?" She's like, "No, not at all." But yeah, it's this little mini arcade machine that is a cat scratcher thing. So that's Dog of the Week. It's Dragon in his little.
Did you make that or did you just find it?
It's a kit. Like you order it. It
Oh,
came
it's
to Target.
so
So then you just, but it's all
cool.
cardboard. So you just pop it all together.
Okay, so it's actually like a real box underneath and you just put the cardboard around it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is so cool.
Yeah, it's really.
What are those
fun.
little characters on the back there?
It's the Stranger Things is the theme. Is like the. So
and-
that's like the video screen supposedly in the arcade.
No, the little figurines to the
Oh, those pop figures.
I don't know what those are.
And those are on that shelf next to the thing is some of those are Happy Meal toys and then the other ones are pop figures from Ready Player One, the movie.
Oh, I love that movie too.
Yeah.
So those pop figures, those are like they make them of like anything, right?
Yeah.
It could be okay.
You can
That's
custom
cool.
too. So we could potentially make a Little Tom Foolery, Rob and Tommy pop figures, or like you can make your own mini one. I think I'm not positive.
Don't tell me that, Tommy. I'll be all over it. I don't know how we don't have a million of those things around our screen already.
Yeah, just action figures, Fisherman Nutcracker, Tommy Ryman, Rob Little editions.
Look how you said nutcracker. So what's going on with Megan? You haven't said nothing about her lately.
Well, she left me, so she's good. I don't know. She's been busy at work. Well, her work is very busy, and they've been restructuring stuff, so she's kind of been stressed. I'm not allowed to go in that room.
Okay.
A lot. But yeah, we haven't done anything.
Here's why I
exciting.
ask.
Okay, good.
Because we both posted about this and we haven't been able to talk about it yet. The passing of our good buddy Louie Anderson.
Yeah.
And I saw even Megan posted some stuff about it, which was very cool. it sounds like you knew him. You got to know him a lot better than I did, but you're also from Minnesota where he is from.
Yeah, Louie, I ran into Louie. I met Louie the first time. I had posted about that when I was featuring for New Year's, and the headliner goes, Louie Anderson's watching. I was like, what? And then I went to introduce myself after the show. I was like, hey, Louie, I'm local. And then he kind of interrupted and was like, that was so good. Like, just was so complimentary and sweet. And he goes, come to if you're ever in Vegas, because he had a show, he goes, you're gonna open. And then and so I was like, okay, and took his card or number and didn't really. I was like, we'll see if he's how, because when you meet a comic a lot, sometimes they'll say stuff and you don't always believe it.
Carrot Top said the same thing to me.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. And then this was also around the time he was doing this boot camp thing with Kyle Cease. So then he and he was calling comics, but he called me. And to get a call from Louie Anderson is crazy. Like I was sitting with my friend Emily once when he called, and he was this, but he wasn't even like trying to get me to do the boot camp. Like he was kind of like, he's like, if you know any up and coming comics, like he was like, I think you're past it, but if you know people that are interested. So I was like, oh yeah, I could, I'll ask around. Or if I was like, I just graduated from the University of Minnesota, so I was like, some of the theater kids might be interested in trying stand up. So, but yeah, it was just fun. We would chat, and then he did have me come out to Vegas, and Megan came with me to Vegas, and we did like the meet and greet, and he had somebody take pictures and gives you all the pictures, signed books, and like it was so sweet. And yeah, he was always this kind of. And then when I'd run into him when I was in LA, because his nephew is a really good buddy of mine and comic, Josh Floorhog. And so I'd be talking to Josh, and then I would hear, Louie would be talking all the time. And right when the pandemic started too, we talked to each other more. So yes, that was a long rambly story.
Well, talk to each other on the phone or in person?
Yeah,
or what?
On the phone. Like when it first, Louie was just like, how is things going? Like when everything was shutting down. So.
But he would call and check on you?
Yeah. And then I would like message him sometimes, and he always messaged back, or if I had any questions. Like he was just a buddy. I never like tried to really like get anything out, like I was
right.
Like he was just so sweet, and like if you had questions, like I don't know, he's a friend. So it's weird that he's gone. Like he sent me a really, really sweet message. August was the last time I talked to him, but
yeah, I didn't know you chatted with him like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I had known, Josh let me know a couple days before. He was like, yeah, because they had posted that he was like battling cancer, and everyone was like, oh, pulling for the best. But right when that came out, like Josh was like, no, it's like he's in, he's like, I just said goodbye. And I was like, what? Like it was really weird, because I was like, oh, like my brain went from like, oh, he's gonna gonna beat this to all of a sudden he's gonna be gone. So
yeah.
But wow. But your story, he was so sweet to you. You did a show together in Michigan or somewhere.
Yeah. Near? I was just like, I felt like I was still I was very new still, but I just got named Michigan's best up and coming comedian by the Detroit Free Press. And his booker, I want to say, contacted Mark Ridley, was like the big head honcho of Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle of Detroit, and asked for me to open. And nice. So, yeah. And I was like ecstatic. And then I went out there. It was like, he was kind of like the first really mega comedian for me to meet. And, God, I can remember vividly. This was probably at least 21 years ago, probably. And so I was in the green room, and he came in and immediately just so nice, and you know how friendly he is, and Michigan people were just as friendly back. So it was like a big friendly competition. And then I went on, and it was like, his crowds are just amazing. And I was really clean, but I was clean back then. And for him, they asked me to be. So I came off, and he just said, stand right here by the edge of the thing. And I was just like, well, I didn't really even know what he meant by that. So, but he was saying like nice things to me. And then he went out, and he said, keep it going for Rob Little. come back out, Rob. And then he like kind of reintroduced me to the audience. And then they stood and gave me a standing ovation.
Wow. That's so
I was
sweet.
just like, that was before anything, so that was like a big deal. And I couldn't wait to talk about it to everybody after. And he was so nice. And he said the same thing about, he was like saying like me coming on the road with him a couple times, but I don't think I even saw him again it was several years later. And then I was doing radio in Minnesota and he would always seem to be there. So every time I was there and I couldn't believe like he remembered me, or at least he acted like it. And
I think he did. There's certain comics that I'm sure he had like some type of photographic, but he was so good with names, so good and just genuine. Every comic story I hear about him is just taking the time, answering any questions anybody had, being super supportive, watching people set and he loves stand-up so much. I mean, that was his thing. And he's such an amazing career of like starting with the Tonight Show and then, being a massive comedian. He has this cartoon, then he was Family Feud, then he had the resurgence with like baskets. Like it was such a fun.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot he did Family Feud too.
Yeah. Like he's just been a part of he's a legend. I mean, he's like literally been from the beginning of kind of the stand-up boom to through the 80s, 90s. Like that's, and he was constantly writing. He was going to be in Minnesota in April. So, I mean, he was getting ready to get touring again. And after all this, so it's such a loss, but he inspired, and like his love and like everything is going to be in a bunch of other comedians, like, his influence. There won't be anybody like him, but
yeah, I didn't even know about it. My mom actually texted me during the day and she spelled his name wrong. So I was thinking she put like Lois Anderson.
Oh no.
I'm like, who's Lois Anderson? And she goes, are you upset by it? And I was like, I don't even know who that is, Mom. And then I didn't even talk to her the rest of the day. And then I went and did my gig and I came home and it was like 2 a.m. and I was just sitting up looking through Facebook and started seeing everybody's. I mean, I'd never seen so many. Little memorials to him. And like Bob Saget had a lot, and Norm Macdonald had a lot, but not even on the grand scheme of what Louie had. So that was pretty cool to see. A lot of people, Mary Ellen Hooper had something really nice to say. There was a lot of good ones. Yeah. Anyways,
he will be missed. If you have a chance, go watch his stand-up, go read one of his books. He's wonderful.
I know he's on my wall somewhere, but I posted that picture too. You had a lot of pictures with him too. Anyways, all right, cool. Well, I thought we needed to bring that up.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
I know.
Making us all sad now.
But it's good. It's something to celebrate now. Then keep it going. So,
and one thing that Louie did, I forgot to even say this, right? But I did talk to him about a month ago, and he goes, if anything ever happens to me, he goes, I just want you to stump Rob just one last time.
You son of a gun. I was literally I was almost going to start bawling because I was like, oh, this is going to be a good story. And then
I was just trying to lead us into the next segment. That was terrible. That was so
good
bad.
lead in, though. That was great lead in. I was like, no, what's he going to say?
Oh, I forgot. He did mention something about
all right. Let's do it.
This is a fun Disney movie trivia. This is back to films. I think so. This is probably going to be easy for you.
Disney movie, then, and I live not far from Disney, so this should be
right. But for some reason, these do not have multiple choice. So
no.
Here we go. There's a ton of questions, so I'm just gonna pick ones and then hopefully it will stump you. Okay. Question number 1. Angelina Jolie brought which Disney villain to life? Do you know her name?
Yes. Maleficent.
Yes, correct. All right. Question number 1. You did it. Okay, this one's going to be tough. Maybe I'll give you a multiple choice. What year did Disneyland open? Was it 1945, 1952, 1955, or 1963?
Oh man, my first guess was the last one. I was gonna say 63 before you even gave me multiple choice, but I feel like it might even been older than that. I'm gonna go with 63 just because that was my first guess.
It was 55. That's okay. Let's follow it up with an easy one. What was the name of Wendy's dog in Peter Pan? Do you remember? Do you want multiple choice?
It's not Toto.
No, that's Dorothy's.
Oh, yeah.
Another famous dog.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like some choices because I can't even think of a dog.
Was Wendy's dog's name Biscuit?
Wait a minute, which movie?
A Peter Pan, Wendy's dog. That the family has a dog. Was it Biscuit? Was it Roogle Doogle? Was it Nana or Barley Butthead? Any of those sound?
None of those sound good. Can I have more options? It can't be Roogle Doogle or the Butthead one. So I'm going to go with, what was the third one?
Biscuit or Nana or the other?
Biscuit, I'll go with.
Oh, Nana, because she was the the nursemaid. So Nana, because the dog was kind of the maid.
I can't even think of.
Oh no, you've gotten 2 wrong and only
one right.
One right.
Yeah.
If you get one more wrong, I've stumped you.
Yeah, I think you're gonna. Stump Rob.
This is a weird one. I don't know if you'll know. Did you watch Full House? As a TV?
I was kind of too old for it.
Yeah, you're too old. So you don't really know the characters?
You can try.
I'll skip this one. I don't. Well, this could stump you. It's an easy one for me.
I like that you're like, hey, it could stump you. Who cares?
Do you know which Full House character voiced Aladdin?
Full House character? I
and
thought
it wasn't
Will Smith and Robin Williams.
In the first, but Aladdin was voiced in the first Aladdin, like the animated one, by one of the actors or characters in Full House. But see, this one's tricky because it's not one of the main guys. So it's not Joey. Excuse me. It's not Joey Bob Saget's character or
the pretty boy.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't have a clue. So we might as well move on.
All right, you're stumped. It is the guy's name was Steve, who was DJ's boyfriend in Full House. Dude. So you've officially been stumped.
Aladdin in the series that nobody watched or something?
No, in the animated movie, he was the voice of Aladdin.
I don't believe it.
I shouldn't have asked that one. You were not a Full House watcher, diehard fan. Let's see if we can at least get you to go out on a win here with one of them.
2 more.
Yeah, this was.
I wish you looked at these ahead of time, so you could.
Well, I'm just picking them. I'm picking good ones for you. How many fingers does Mickey Mouse have? There we go.
4.
Bingo! Nice work. 3 fingers and a thumb. Nailed it. Still stumped, but it was a good run.
Give me one more.
Oh, you want one more now?
Well, we're skipping the Full House one.
Oh, we skipped it? I'm pretty sure I stumped you.
We already said we skipped it.
Oh, no way. I thought I gave it. You're trying to unstump yourself.
Well, I mean, I said it wasn't, I couldn't do it.
All right. Is this for Louie? I don't know why you're cheating.
It's for Louie. Louie would give me another chance.
What does Hakuna Matata mean?
Oh, that means no worries.
Excellent work. Cool. There. You're not stumped.
The funny,
hope you're happy.
Upset about it.
I picked the easiest ones for you, and I give a couple hard ones, and then you get all mad. Ugh.
The funny thing was, I wasn't sure it was no worries. I thought there was a little bit more to it.
No, some of them they were close. That was good. Good work. Right. Not sure if you're stumped or not.
Well, call me stumped, but I don't. I mean, yeah, I could just give you a bunch of categories you don't know things on and stump you every time, I guess.
Well, we don't do Stump Tommy because I would get stumped every time. I'm not a smart person.
Bringing you the foolish of the fools. From his home office in Minnesota, it's Fool News with Tommy Ryman.
Police in Delaware say a man who robbed Wilmington Bank on Saturday didn't keep the cash for long. After fleeing the Wells Fargo branch, he paused to make a deposit in the ATM outside. So he robbed the bank and then put the money in his account. Like that. So he's the ultimate fool.
That's a good one. Why wouldn't he just open a different account at a different bank? Or
he was just used to going there. Maybe he thought
turned around.
Maybe he thought he was in the wrong line too. He's like, well, that's where you make the robberies. And then after you do that, you go like he just thought that was part of it. Maybe he didn't think he was doing something wrong.
Goes outside, pulls around to Sharon. Hi, Sharon. I got my house bill.
Got this cash deposit. But that is very dumb. Very foolish.
Where was that at?
Delaware.
Oh, that's a state though. There's nobody there.
Yeah, Delaware is the Delaware of the Florida of Delaware. I
don't. Agreed.
Fake hitman website fools woman. A real woman tried to hire a hitman on a fake website. Wendy Lynn Ween, 52, found a rent-a-hitman online and filled out a form asking for help killing her ex-husband. Unfortunately, it was not a real website, and she is going to prison. So maybe don't Google hitman. If I'm sure if you're trying to do that, I recommend not doing that at all, actually. But
there's times where you got to find a hitman. Right.
Yeah. I just like that she filled out the form. Like, what was the form? What kind of questions were like Social Security and like how, why do you want this guy taken out? And then, it's
how do you want it done? Can we meet for lunch?
You do realize this is a crime. If you are a cop for this, you will. She's like, yep, okay.
There's all the fine print, and then she just scrolls past it all. Oh, you will be arrested. Oh my God.
I feel like that just also is just like older people shouldn't use computers. Like they just don't.
Was she old?
She does. She looks like she's at least in her 50s, but also she doesn't look like she's lived the healthiest life.
What did the person look like she wanted to put down?
Real handsome, hot guy. I don't know. They don't have his picture. Nice. And then the final fool news is a man steals a reporter's phone, but the reporter was live streaming, so he would just live streamed his face to like millions of people, and they caught him.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's how it should be every time,
right?
To catch them, there's got to be something streaming to get them. Kind of like there was a movie like that with Tom Cruise, wasn't there? Where the two balls would fall down and they would go, this person's going to...
Oh, Minority Report.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the twins or whatever. That was a weird one. Anyways, those are great ones, Tommy. Thanks. Good job.
Yeah. So those are foolish people. And if you have any foolish stories, write it in the comments or send us an email at the guys at Little Tom Foolery, and we'll share your story, because I think that'd be fun for the listeners to let us know if you've done anything foolish.
Yeah, we got to get some fools from our friends.
And now, Fools in History!
This week in 43, the worst thing to happen to sliced bread. Not since sliced bread, to sliced bread. During World War II, they put a ban on American bakers for selling sliced bread because they said that they had to conserve wrapping paper because the ready sliced loaf must have heavier wrapping than an unsliced loaf.
Oh, weird. So for the war effort, they're like, you got to slice your own bread.
Right. but the outcry from the public was like, no, we will not slice our own bread. So the ban was rescinded in March, just a month later.
See, if the people want it, it just shows you how, you can, they they got out there, they protested, and they got their sliced bread back.
Yep.
We can make change.
We can do it. We can do it, buddy. This one, I feel like I asked a few other people this, and I just had to put it in there because this is, the longest time between births of surviving twins.
Oh, well, should I guess what it was?
Yeah, of course you got to guess.
2 days.
2 days isn't even close.
What?
Yeah.
It's a month.
The first one that was born, I'm calling the fool because he was born premature, and the other one stayed in long enough to be mature. You're saying 30 days.
Yeah. That was my second guess.
I'm going to give you one more try.
Is it higher?
Way higher.
What?
Yep.
3 months.
Pretty much nailed it. 95 days.
Whoa. Wow. So the other baby came out at 6 months or something?
Celeste Keys is born 95 days after her twin brother, Timothy, who was born premature in 1995. So this wasn't even that long ago.
Wow. And both of them survived?
I'm going to go with yes.
Yay.
Because we don't like people not making it.
Right.
So,
wow. Well, Then that's
cool.
Weird that you're twins, but you don't even get to celebrate your birthday on the
right.
same.
That's what I was just going to say.
Now you're just brother and sister.
Yep. So Celeste, good on you. Waiting out till you were ready. Keep cooking.
Yeah, she was like, finally, I got this room to myself. That guy was really proud of me.
He was so little. Anyways, get him out of here.
That's classic older sister move. They're mean.
It totally is. You have an older sister. Was she mean to you like that?
Oh yeah, she would have pushed me out of the womb in a second if she had the chance.
Really? The way she is now, though, she's like, you're her favorite person in the world.
She's very nice, but my sister, never physically abusive, just very mentally. Okay,
give me an example.
She would just like figure out, like, so I had like a Game Boy, I think, and then she goes, I didn't want it anymore, and she goes, I'll buy it from you. And then I was like, okay, because I needed money or I wanted something else. 10,
okay,
or 11. So she's going to buy my Game Boy. And then she goes, well, actually, she goes, I'll give you the money. But she goes, I want to, after maybe 2 weeks, if I don't want it anymore, I want to be able to get my money back, So she goes, and I go, renting. Okay. So she goes, so I'll let you know in 2 weeks if I'm officially going to buy it, but here's the money now. And so she had this planned out. She just wanted to play the Game Boy for 2 weeks straight. And I didn't even. And then she just said, if I don't want it, I want all the money back. Not like, hey, give me $10 or whatever. So then she told me, and I was like, what? Like, I thought you would actually gonna buy it. And she goes, no, I changed my mind. Like, want all my money. And then because I didn't think to like say like, oh no,
right, interest or
yeah. And so then that's the meanest, maddest I got at my sister, and I ended up kicking her. Because I got mad. Yeah, I was just like, and then I wasn't a big kid. I mean, don't kick your siblings, but she was so loud about it. And then my dad came, my dad has rarely yelled at me. Like, he would always kind of talk with us or like, but that time he came into the room, he like picked me up, held me up against the wall, and he's like, we don't kick our sisters. And I was like, nope, no, we don't. And then he like let me go and yelled at me. But I was like, you didn't even. If he had understood the manipulation that she had done in that scenario, but it was also me. I should have known what I was getting into. So
yeah, you could have got a restocking fee or anything.
Yeah, or been like, no, man, you can either buy it or not. Like there was the clauses, And she admits now too. She admits that yeah, she knew what she was doing, and that the kick was not that bad, and that she exaggerated. So she is.
My sister did a lot of the same things. One time though, my sister my parents left us home alone, and my sister would just do things that drive me nuts. And I don't even remember what it was, but I took off after her. And she ran into her room, and like we were so good at running into our rooms and locking it as we turned.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
She was just one fall sweep and locked. And I came around and like the pressure I put into that door, I'm surprised it didn't break, but I put my knee right through it.
Whoa.
Because I was coming so hard at it.
Yeah.
Until we both knew we were in major trouble after that. So what we did was put a radio station's bumper sticker over it.
Of smart. Yep.
There's no other stickers on the door except down at knee level.
Oh, that's funny.
And you could see the indentation right through it. Boy, we got it. We both got it bad for that one. But my sister was very manipulative like that too. She would pull my hair, like when I had hair, all kinds of. She was a big kicker too. She would kick.
Yeah, we would fight over like the TV. What's the age difference between you and your sister? How many years?
3 years.
Yep, we're 3 years too. I think that's a tough age. But she's younger than you, right?
Yes.
No. Oh, okay. So yeah, because I was always dorky and then wanted to like hang out with my sister. Like there was that weird where I was like 10 or 11 and she was teen. Like that was the worst because she was just like, get away. And I was like, whoa, like
play with me.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But also that's really your parents' fault for not getting a house with stronger doors.
Yeah, they were like those hollow ones.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
You couldn't do that to the doors you got in your house now.
No, I thought the same thing even when I was buying them. I can't put my knee through these. Oh man, I love it. All right, back to some fools in history. We got a few more. I'm gonna do a couple of these. One of them is a mayor, the mayor of Washington D.C., and I think you might remember this. This was in 1990. Marion Barry of Washington D.C. is filmed by the FBI smoking crack at a hotel room.
What? Whoa. I don't remember that, but I only remember hearing about the Canadian governor or mayor that was doing crack. I didn't know this was
huge.
I didn't know there was multiple politicians even in the world that did that. So what mayor was she of?
This was a black man from Washington, D.C., the mayor.
Oh, sorry.
And Marion Barry, and he was smoking crack and the FBI filmed him doing it. And he only got a misdemeanor for it. Misdemeanor drug possession.
That's wild.
That's pretty. I don't know who's the fool there, Washington, D.C. or him. He's definitely one, but D.C. for giving him just a misdemeanor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the whole situation. I recommend anybody not do crack though. Isn't there a rhyme that crack is whack?
Crack is whack.
I feel like that would defer, make a lot of people be like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be whack.
It was a Whitney Houston song, I think. So this one is a fun one. And I didn't even know this whole true story. We all know Ozzy Osbourne has been a fool many times, right. But his original foolery was when he bit the head of a bat off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know this whole story. Somebody threw a bat up on stage during one of his concerts in Des Moines, which we've both played a million times.
Yep.
The bat was thrown on stage by an audience member. Ozzy didn't realize it was a real bat until after he bit the head off.
Oh, no. He thought it was like a toy.
Like a rubber toy or something. But in the process, the bat bit him back.
Oh.
And he had to go get treated for rabies after that. Has anybody thrown anything at you on stage?
No.
I've had a few things thrown.
And you eat them all?
They weren't edible. Oh, this has been a fun one today, buddy.
Yeah, this was good. Lots of topics. It's fun to talk about Louie again.
Yes.
But yeah, this is it.
You want to run over where you got coming up again?
Yeah, this week, Courtyards of Andover. And then next week, Ullen, Minnesota at the Top Hat Theater. So please come to those. And then I head to Florida, but you're going to be gone.
Oh. I have St. Louis Funny Bone this week, Thursday through Sunday. And then I come home for just 2 days. And then I go to Dallas Hyenas Comedy Club, one of my other all-time favorite clubs. And I go right from there to work 2 cruises back to back. So that's going to be busy ones.
Well, this has been another episode of A Little Tom Foolery. I want to thank you always for listening. We have over 5,500 downloads now. We just reached a new milestone. So thank you for everyone that's listening. Please, if you're want to watch it, go to YouTube. We want those subscribers, like and share. And you can always become a Patreon member. We got a lot of good little deals on there, and you can help us keep the lights on. You can join that for as little as $1 a month. You can just be part of the Fool Nation, officially in the Fool Nation as a Patreon member. But if you have any other questions or want to find more stuff out, check out littletomfoolery.com.
Can I mention one more thing?
Yes.
This is our last episode of our second season.
Oh, and this is season 2 finale.
Yep.
And so coming up next, season 3. But thanks again for listening. This has been another episode of A Little Tom Foolery. I'm Tommy Ryman. That's Rob Little. Bye, fools.